Where's your screen?
Keep working real hard. Keep punching.
I'm gonna be late like Lewis. Shift work. Shift work. Shift work. Shift podcast.
No future, no hope at the end of our road.
Shift work. Shift work. Shift work. Shift work.
Shift work podcast.
Welcome back to Shift Work Podcast, Episode 8, I believe. My name is Mason.
My name's Garrett.
My name's Trey.
And we're happy to be back with you guys.
So happy.
We've got a bit of a mixed bag for you guys today. I would say the trail mix of shift work episodes.
Mm-hmm.
We had a guest fall through, so we're winging it like we have, I'd say, 6 out of 7 of these
Almost
episodes.
every episode.
Almost every
of this entire
episode.
show.
Shit, I almost got my pilot's license by now.
How many hours? How many hours you have left?
Like 400. In pilot times, that's actually not that many though.
Oh, okay.
My cousin's married to a pilot.
For some reason, I was thinking you only need 40 hours, but that sounds
Nah, bro.
not accurate.
You need like
No.
over 1,000.
Well, figured it would be a good idea to kind of, explain how we all met internally.
Sorry.
Damn it.
That's okay. Trey and I met a very long time ago. I think it was like 2005. I was like 10 years old. And I was friends with this kid named... What's up, Trey?
You have to preface this with, we didn't know we knew each other when we met each other.
I was going to say that after because we figured that out after. But okay. 10 years old, and I was friends with this kid named Jordan. He was like, oh, let's go to a lock-in at my church. Are you down? I'm like, cool. So we go to Fun Trackers before. If y'all don't know Fun Trackers.
Corpus Christi institution.
Oh, yeah. Just your average go-kart place, pizza and shit.
Did you ever go in that
arcade games?
that back warehouse they had with the roller coaster and the like bull riding thing?
Yeah.
I feel like I remember the bull riding, but I don't know about the roller coaster.
That was old Fun Trackers though, before like the church moved in next door, wasn't it?
Yeah, this was long time ago. Long time ago.
And y'all ever do the like the adult track where you need a permit? I never got to do it.
Yeah, I've done that before. It was actually pretty fast.
Yeah, I always wanted to do
And
that.
Fast.
I mean, well, it feels faster because you're so low to the ground. I don't know how
like
fast you're
30
actually
to
going.
40?
No, if you're going that fast, it would be terrifying. You're probably going like maybe up to 20,
Yeah.
I would say, give or take. But being, 2 inches off the ground, it felt really fast. And you're there with a bunch of other randos on the track who half of them like don't give a shit and are just wrecking or crashing while you're trying to race. And it was kind of scary sometimes if you got wiped out. Like you felt like you would totally flip over or something.
Catch me fucking swinging.
Swing,
Trackers
bang.
adult card.
No,
Hey,
but it was
next-
fun.
If we ever all end up in Corpus again, which probably holidays or whatever, we should go to Fun Trackers.
They're still around?
It's still kicking.
We'll do a shift work
New
vlog.
management again.
Oh, fuck. They've got a batting cage.
Oh.
I've done it all at Fun
bro.
Trackers, dude. I've done every course. I've done putt-putt. I've done the little tubes where you sat down and they had the water guns.
Oh, I remember that.
Oh, dude, I got dunked in that thing. I think that night that I met you, I think I fell in.
I mean, that sounds about right.
Yeah,
I don't
or I
remember.
didn't fall in. I got caught under the fucking waterfall.
Oh, okay.
Oh, man.
You would.
Yeah, I haven't been to Fun Tracker since maybe I was like 9 or 10.
Yeah.
It's been a long time.
I had like a cousin who had a birthday party there more recently, I feel like. Still years ago, but no, it was super fun.
Wait, how did y'all find out that y'all knew each other?
Okay. So, I'll fucking, y'all rushing me. Let me tell the story. I'll get to that point.
Dude,
Let me.
Mason tells the longest stories, dude.
Oh my god. All right, email us if you think Trey is a fucking storytelling problem. Shitfordpodcast@gmail.com. All right, Here we go.
My own girlfriend
Trey, here's
and
how you tell
family
a
are
story.
gonna
I'll do it
email.
right now. So, I will preface the fun trackers with we arrived at the church to like set our bags down and everything, get situated what rooms you were going to be sleeping in. And I remember hearing the censored version of BYOB from System of a Down at full fucking volume. And I opened the door and Trey has it cranked 100%, like so distorted. And he was playing Halo. And you
What's up, I'm Trey.
you got big bug eyes and shit. And then go to Fun Trackers, do
Do I have
that
bug
whole
eyes?
thing.
When you were little,
When you were a kid, yeah.
Oh,
I've seen
okay.
pics.
And yeah, we'll put a pic in there. And I remember we get back to the church. That's when the fun started. That was one of the most fun nights of like me being a like a kid, you know, pre-teenager or whatever. Not too much to say about the night. It just, you know, you ran around, you know, your usual antics as a kid. But I will say we decided to pull an all-nighter at one point, and it was like, you know, it was pretty late, at least for being a kid, like 2, 3, 4 in the morning, and Hobo Joe showed up. And Hobo Joe was a homeless man who, I might be making this up in my head, was like taking a shit on the playground or something, but I remember he was coming up to the windows and the doors, which were locked, you know, it was a lock-in, and like putting his face on it and like trying to peer in, and everyone was freaking out and the adults were running him off. And I feel like I remember him leaving toilet paper on the playground. I feel like that might be real. Besides the point, great night. You know, for years I was like, who was the crazy, you know, new metal bug-eyed Halo kid? Trey, where did he go? Fast forward, Trey and I are in high school together, marching band, all that shit. First time I remember meeting Trey. The second time was before school started. You know, you have rehearsals and whatnot, so you can kind of get the ball rolling a couple weeks before school starts. And I was like super nervous, you know, going into high school. And I remember being in sectionals playing saxophone. This little skinny redneck kid comes in, and you were like amped up, like running circles. And Diego was in there, and he was like, Trey, like, what got into you? Like, what did you eat for lunch? Like, why are you acting like this? And you went, Dr. Pepper, and you kept running around. And somehow, God, probably a year or two into me knowing Trey, either him or I brought up the Hobo Joe thing on a band bus on the way back from like Laredo, and Trey and I had this fucking big brain epiphany moment that we had met many years prior when we were 10 years old.
That's super cool.
Pretty cool. So when people are like, oh, how long have you known Trey? I don't really know what to say. There's like a 4-year gap.
I've got a similar story. When I went to elementary school with my friend Josh, he was like 2 years older than me, so it was a little weird that we were hanging out. But yeah, we're good friends all through elementary school and middle school and high school. And when my dad died, Josh went to the funeral, as did many of my other friends, and he was like, "Oh shit, that's my aunt over there." And it turns out my dad and his aunt were like distant cousins or something.
Wow.
Yeah. So I found out this homie that I've known since I was like 4 is actually somehow related to me.
Fuck yeah. I mean, I knew you were related to Josh, but I didn't know that was how. That's actually pretty cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I learned
Thanks for
that
dying, Dad.
recently.
Are you like second or third cousins?
You do the math.
I don't know how that works when you involve ants.
Oh, man.
Yeah. So Mason lived on the south side of Corpus with me, and we both went out to Tolosa Midway, which was like 27 miles away.
Was it that long? I knew how long the drive was, but I didn't know the actual mileage.
27 miles away.
Not 27 miles, 27 minutes away. 27 minutes away.
If Trey's driving on back roads.
The
in
fastest
the
I ever made it
1500.
was in like 18 minutes or some shit like that through the county roads, because we
Dude.
always took the back roads.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that back roads is like one of my favorite drives on the planet. I don't know what it is. It's beautiful. You don't run into anybody. And I don't know.
Except
It's
the
just-
occasional state trooper.
Yeah, no shit. I got pulled over driving to buy weed. Had not bought it yet. because a headlight was dim but not out, and I didn't know my rights, and they searched my car, and I continued to buy weed. I was like 18, and I taped it underneath my testicles on the way back. Not that that would have kept them from finding it if I got pulled over again.
They have a dog?
No.
Oh.
But I was so in the middle of nowhere, I was like, anything could happen. Like, I might as well just fucking let them search. I know nothing's in there. And they said their probable cause was because I had 3 air fresheners on my rearview mirror. And I go, with all due respect, sir, 2 of them don't work, and I just didn't take them off. And he was like, I've heard everything.
Wow.
And my car was completely spotless. I literally had paid to have it detailed because maybe it was a little older. Doesn't matter. I had paid to have it detailed because I leased it, and I was going to turn it in like a week later. So there was like nothing conspicuous at all. There wasn't a fucking thing in the car. And they took my keys that were actually detached from my actual car key because I had a knife on it. Then they're like, all right, you're good to go. Hopped in their car and drove off. And I lost like my house key, keys to the rental house I was working at for my mom, like a knife my grandpa gave me, like all kinds of shit.
Damn, you still haven't found those house keys to this day.
Very true. I also don't have my current house key.
That's the joke.
Oh yeah, I felt like I should reiterate, but
yeah, Mason lost his house keys like a month ago. Still hasn't found them.
No, they're gone. I lost them in the middle of nowhere working for Amazon.
Always slipping.
They fell off. They fell off my belt. My belt loop. I had a locking carabiner, and it just gave out, and I didn't hear it because I had headphones on.
So yeah, whenever Mason gets home from work, he politely knocks on the door, and I go open it for him.
And if Garrett's not home, I go in the window, which is a kind of a death trap. I feel like I'm in like I'm a fucking Home Alone villain coming back into the house.
You need to buy quality carabiners, bro.
I did yesterday actually. It is not for climbing though. It says.
Damn, not quality then.
Shit.
It was Home Depot.
Black Diamond or Petzl.
Dude, you know,
only carabiners.
You know the cliche Home Depot thing where it's like, oh, how many times you gonna go back on this project? I was doing something simple for work, and my boss had me go. Or I only went back one time, but it was like buy something back in the van. Called me, had to go back again. You know, third time, and I was like, man, it really is true. No matter how prepared you are.
Oh yeah.
Always gonna go back.
That was me. Almost every project in my life.
Yeah.
If it's fixing something on my truck, how many trips to O'Reilly's am I gonna make? At least one.
Oh.
If it's, dude, something as simple as building the cornhole boards that
Really, you had to go a
we
couple
built.
times,
Well, we got.
or did you just get new ideas and had to go back?
I mean, I don't mind it because I like acquiring like more tools and shit for my garage. But
Yeah, it's an investment.
like when I got the cornhole boards, I had the plywood was already there from another project. Most of the 2x4s already there from another project. So all I needed to go buy was like 2 more 2x4s and some bolts and nuts for the legs to get on there. So we needed a jigsaw for the hole
You
and
want to play a game?
some blades and I think some more sandpaper. I needed some new sandpaper. And so we did all of that. And then as you get going, you start thinking of some other shit that you need inevitably. Like we sunk all the screws and you want the surface to be flat and smooth for the game.
Yeah.
So you're like, oh, well, I guess we should get some wood putty to fill those little holes in. And then once we sand it down, how are you going to paint it? Oh, I guess we should get some paint.
Wouldn't it be nice
Shouldn't
to
we get some handles for the side of it? Yeah.
Wouldn't it be nice to have the money to be like, I'm going to think of every possible option before I start this project. And I'm going to buy doubles of everything I think I need. And then I'm going to walk around the store and get whatever else I think I could add to it.
Not that it's a money thing, but I try and do that.
You'd still have to go back, but I mean.
I try and do that, and I still go back.
Oh, damn.
Trey,
especially for auto projects.
Trey brought up O'Reilly's Auto Parts. One time, I was driving in the car with my girlfriend, or at the time, and the ad came on the radio. So I was singing like, O'Reilly's Auto Parts, and then I hit the scream. I hit that. Ow! and
She get in a car wreck.
she almost got into a car wreck.
I
Oh
was
my
completely
God.
kidding. I
Almost
didn't
got
know
into
that
a car
story.
wreck, and she looked at me with fire in her eyes.
Is that what put
and
the
she
nail
goes,
in the coffin?
Don't fucking do that. I
Damn.
scared the shit out of her. It was funny though.
She's not the one.
On the contrary, I feel like if I was driving and you did that, we would have laughed.
Yeah.
See, after that, I never know
What are the
because I want to
odds?
hit it every time, but if I'm with people in the car, I just won't.
I
Wait.
give you permission with me.
You want to hit?
unless
the
like
note?
something very trivial happened in my life.
Yeah. Ow.
Yeah, hit the note right now, but like make sure you back up on that mic.
All right, help me with the.
Yeah.
All
Well,
right,
I'll sing
ready?
it.
1 and a 2 and a 3.
Oh,
O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Ow! Jesus
That was
Christ.
good. Baba opened her eyes and then went back to sleep. Hell yeah.
Big news, y'all.
Yo.
I got a job interview tomorrow
Yeah.
for a job
Boo.
that I will not hate. It's a good job.
You're,
Thumbs
fraud.
down.
you'll be the last one to get out of the shit job club because, like, Trey doesn't love his job, but he's making decent money. I'm making okay money, but I love my job. We just got to get you on that train.
I'd argue
Yeah.
you're happier though, Mason.
No, that's what
Oh,
I'm
definitely.
saying. I'm infinitely happier. Everyone I work with, like, you know how when you start a new job, when you get like a month in, like once you get past the, you know, people start to show their true colors with you.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's not like, oh, you're the new guy, haha, this is how I do it. Yeah, like you can tell whether you like people or not. There's always a few people that you're gonna get a mixed bag of either these people don't pull their weight, but they're nice, but that pisses me off, or these people are assholes about what they're doing, and that pisses me off. Usually you have a mix of the two. Sometimes you get a double whammy, and you're like, yo, fuck Sasha, you know, whatever.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I have a fear of I'm gonna be in that first category. I'm gonna be hella nice, but like not doing my shit.
I'm always afraid of being
I-
that person too.
Yeah, I have this terrible feeling that if I get the job, people are just gonna find out I'm a fraud. Like, who let this guy in here and get fired?
Yeah.
Um,
My memory is really bad, and I'm always afraid of getting like, you know, you're a great worker and you have a great attitude, but you're just super forgetful, and I'd be setting alarms and reminders all the time, and like shit still happens. But what I was gonna say is, there's neither of those kind of people at this job. Everybody's nice. Everybody's extremely helpful, even if they don't even remotely work like in your department. They're like, it's so bizarre to like be doing something and someone that's not busy will walk around and be like I am like an art handler. Like I do a lot of physical labor, installation, whatever for the gallery I work at. And consultants, like salespeople, will come up and just be like, "Hey, you good? Like, can I help you with anything?" in the middle of the day, and I'm still like, "What?" Like it's confusing. And people come up to me like, "Hey, we're going to Starbucks. Like, you want anything?" And I'll be like, "Nah, I gotta wait till I get paid." They'll be like, "You want anything anyway?" Like I'm not used to people being that way. Everyone from the owner to, you know, the gallery assistants, everybody's really fucking nice. And for a couple weeks I was like, you know, bad seed's gonna sprout at some point and I'm gonna see it. But nope, like everybody's cool. If anything, it's almost stressful because I kind of feel like I'm the weakest link because I don't got, like, I got a much better grip on what I'm doing now, but I'm like,
in terms of the background.
yeah, like I am the most ill-informed of anybody else just because I have to, like, you know, do a bunch of different things and I'm still getting them all down
Yeah, you're a
simultaneously.
shithead.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the one thing, like how you think of like, oh, like I'm afraid someone's gonna say I'm a fraud. I have the, like, I'll do one little thing wrong that's not a big deal, and I'll check with somebody that, like, I'm cool with, like, hey, yo, I fucked up. I did this. Is it a big deal? Like, I'm afraid I'm going to get fired. And they're like, no. Like, I did that last week. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, you know, no big deal. But, oh, man. But yeah, I'm happy.
My job interview tomorrow is during my shift for my regular day job.
Fuck it.
So, yeah, I told him a lie. And I was like, yeah, I just got a doctor's appointment. But I feel like I could have come up with something better or at least more creative.
Doctor's appointment's a good
Nah.
one.
That works.
It's easy and, no questions.
Yep.
But I like stressed about it in my head for like a couple days. Like, oh, what am I going to tell him?
And it's fine if it hangs over because you're expected to fucking take forever to a doctor's appointment.
yeah,
True.
exactly.
In any off chance that they call you on it, even though it's not favorable and would cost you money, you could, either get a fake doctor's note depending on how you submit it, or just, go to a clinic, whatever. I got sniffles, get a
They
note.
can't ask you that.
Well, actually,
employers can't ask
Are
you
you
about
serious? Dude,
healthcare shit.
I've been threatened to get fired over that.
I just told them I had an appointment. I didn't say it was a doctor's appointment.
Oh, fuck yeah. Oh, then you're good. My mom taught me how, she calls it fibbing, where you don't lie, but you just don't give all the details.
Yeah, I didn't tell a lie. I have an appointment.
Yeah.
3:00 tomorrow.
Like when my fucking crazy controlling dad would like not want me to leave the house, I'd be like, I'm going to Roberts. And he'd be like, all right. And I'd go to Roberts, but I'd also do a bunch of other shit.
Yeah, what's
The fib.
what's some of the more creative excuses you've given to like get out of work?
Damn, what you got? Trey?
Diarrhea. I think that's the most foolproof. Can't show up. Can't go to something.
It's the king.
I got the runs. How do you disprove that? There's no test for it. There's nothing you can do other than like wait it out.
In the best part, there's a chance, majority of the time, it will only last 24 hours.
Yep.
So, I'll be good by tomorrow. Surf's up. It's beautiful outside. You got a buddy in town, want to have some day beers, didn't know he was coming. Diarrhea.
A couple weeks ago, after I got my second COVID shot, I lied the next day, being like, oh yeah, this second vaccine has got me real fucked up. I'm not feeling great. And I felt pretty fine. I just had like the COVID brain, where everything's a little foggy.
I got
It was
that.
like, woo. Yeah, so that's my most recent, extent of like lying to get out of work.
Yeah. Everyone I know got to get out for a handful of hours for the vaccination, as did I. And then a lot of folks had the out of office the next day, just randomly. Because I think once you start seeing one or two people doing it, a lot of other people catch on.
Yeah.
I didn't take the day off, but I totally got out of work early, probably 1 or 2 p.m. the following day after my second shot, because I did start getting chills and they said joint aches. I felt like an 80-year-old man. Like I stand up all day. I work from home, but I have a stand-up desk and I pretty much am on my feet all day long, standing up at the computer. And I literally like couldn't stand up anymore. Like my back just felt degenerative and fucking like achy. And that plus the chills, I started like freaking out because I'm normally never sick. So I started freaking out. I'm
Chills
like,
are
oh
spooky.
shit. And I felt like I was talking myself into this too, because everybody else is like, oh, you got the second shot? You feeling all right? Oh, did it get you? And I'm like, is it supposed to at this point? And then sure enough, it started getting hot and cold and back and forth. And
Oh,
then
that's
I
the
was like
worst.
shaking and
Being
then
cold and sweating.
the backache did it because I was like, all right, I stand up all day to work. I don't have a desk chair. I could go into the kitchen, but I'm like, I'm fucking done. I couldn't even concentrate anymore. I just felt like ass. So that's when I was like, all right, see y'all tomorrow.
See, I didn't really have like a sickness, but I know what you mean by the kind of talking yourself into it, because I got the second shot at like 10 a.m. and it was like my third or fourth day at this job. And so I was like, I don't give a fuck how sick I get. I'm not going to call in on my first week. Like, that's the worst possible thing. And I told my boss I was getting the shot just in case. And he was like, dude, like, you don't got to be a hero. If you feel bad, don't come in. Like, we're not going to, judge you for it. It's fine. In my mind, I was like, perfect. If I come in and I still feel like shit, I'll be like super committed. It's gonna look great. So I got it at like 10 a.m.
Oh god.
and a few hours. I felt pretty fine. I felt a little bit sluggish, but not too bad. But I got the COVID brain thing. Like, he was like, "Hey, can you go check on blah blah blah?" And I was like, "Yeah." Instantly forgot and was like, "Oh shit, I'm gonna look like an idiot." And then I'm like, "Sorry, man. COVID brain." And
I gotta get you a little notepad you can put in your coveralls, and you can just start writing shit down.
Oh, I do it on my phone all the time. It's just, yeah. So the next day, I was like kind of sleepy that night. Made sure I went to bed super early so I could get like 10 hours of sleep just in case. And when I woke up, I was like, man, I feel like I got hit by a truck. Like, work's gonna be kind of rough. Let's see how bad I feel. And by the time I like drank water, like ate something small and got in my car, I was fucking fine. I really think it was a mental thing because I was like awake for maybe 10 minutes in bed, and then I like, oh shit, let me check my email. And when I thought about it, I was like, fuck, I feel like shit. So I really think it was a psychological thing, but I got lucky. Even Garrett felt a little shitty. I was pretty fine. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. I guess I got lucky. I got sick so much as a kid. I wonder if I have some kind of
when I was a
heightened
kid,
immune system
I had
or something.
strep throat like 5 or 6 years in a row.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know what it is about being a kid, getting sick.
Yeah, I had pneumonia twice. I had strep throat many times.
Do adults get strep throat?
I think so.
I've only heard about it in like kids.
Last time I got it, I was like 21,
Really?
maybe 22.
I've just never gotten that sick before. I mean, I've had the flu maybe a couple times, I think.
The flu was the most sick I've ever been.
That's it, though.
Swine flu survivor, baby.
That's
here.
right. We have a living legend amongst us.
Swine 09.
Dude, I didn't know Garrett had swine flu until COVID started.
It's so wild.
And we were a little tipsy one night, and I fucking lost it when he told me he had swine flu. I thought it was like a bit.
Oh, yeah, this is actually perfect. It involves lying to get out of school. I was in 10th grade, sitting in Mr. Screw's history class, and I was
What a
like,
name.
David
Sounds like
Screws.
a bad porno.
He was into like old westerns. He was the
Ooh.
coolest fucking guy.
Yeah.
You like spaghetti?
I like old westerns.
Yeah. Yeah, we read Louis L'Amour's The Quick and the Dead in class. It was good. Super cool. Anyways, sitting in this class, and I was like, man, it was like second period. It's like, man, I don't want to be here today. I'm just going to lie, say I feel sick, and go home. And that's exactly what I did. And about 2-3 hours later, I start feeling like death. And yeah, I went to the doctor, and they were like, we're just treating every case as if it is swine flu. So yeah,
Sounds familiar.
it's just, you got swine flu. Stay home until you feel better.
Oh, that's weird. So there's
And-
no test?
Not back then.
So you don't
no.
know if you had swine flu or not, really?
I had it.
Yeah, they put bacon under your nose, and if you go,
How do you
got swine
know
flu.
if you had swine flu, though?
Because the doctor said so.
Dear God.
And yeah, it was way more intense than a regular flu. I remember I was out of commission for a solid 5 to 7 days.
When I got the flu, I didn't get out of bed for like 10 days. And it was the 1 year I didn't get a flu shot. I haven't gotten one since then, though.
No.
But, go figure.
I used to get forced to get them every year.
Yeah, my mom would make me do it. But, man, speaking of calling into work, Garrett and I have like a duo ambient noise kind of thing called sick leave. I swear to God, it's not a bit.
Nice transition.
When I just heard someone say sick leave one day, and I was like, that'd be a great name for a band. I wasn't thinking like, oh, I work shitty jobs. We don't get enough sick time.
Oh my God.
I literally just heard it and was like, cool band.
Are you pro-union?
Fuck yeah. And now, 2/3 of, the things I work on in my spare time and any kind of artistic mean have to deal with work, but that's besides the point. We initially started doing it because I went to audio school. We had access to a big studio, huge, beautiful, like $2 million studio. All the gear you can imagine. I literally just show my student ID. Oh, here's 60,000 worth of microphones. Go have fun. And
Did their interfaces have static?
absolutely not. Console's literally like $500,000. SSL, shout out, best sounding system in the fucking universe. We even hit a session or two where like I couldn't get certain things to work because whoever had used the studio the night before like had things set a certain way, and I couldn't figure out where the problem was, and we were running at a time, and Garrett and I were like, fuck it, let's record anyway. Still amazing sounds, like the room and the board and fucking everything, incredible. And so we just wanted to like just use the gear and just do what we could, and with only 2 people, first few times we were like, oh, let's just do like an ambient drone kind of thing. So we'd record us playing for 10, 20, 30 minutes, kind of pick out the best parts, and it just turned out like fucking awesome, and eventually, Garrett, do you want to talk about how we got that gig and kind of decided that we had to figure something out?
Yeah, okay. So, I was shooting live bands in like a studio setting for a live show. And the producer I worked with was like, hey, we got this remote show out at some bar. I don't remember which bar. We're going to shoot it on this day. Cut to like a week before that, he calls me and was like, okay, the venue double booked, so we're going to turn it into a house show. I'm friends with this guy. He's got this nice house. He's like an old Austin hippie. I've known him for a long time. He's cool. It'll be fun. And we were like, oh shit. Is there room for one more band? Like we my roommate and I have a duo. We make, weird ambient noise music. And the producer was like, oh yeah, that'd be great. That'd be sick.
What was the other band's genre? What were they playing?
Okay, so the opening band, I don't want to say her name.
You don't have to,
because she's a very nice lady. But it's like jazzy spoken word, like hyper lesbian
Piano music.
Piano music.
Oh God!
Like I remember one of the songs was, this chick is probably like 60, and
she was super nice and like very supportive. So I feel bad dogging on her music.
I've filmed her and her other bands multiple times in the studio. It was super cool. But this particular time, it was just so grating and so bad. Maybe it's because it was in the context of like our noise music.
Well, I mean, that compared to sick leave music, pretty close to being polar opposites.
No, it was polar opposites.
Yeah.
We were completely unaware who else we were playing with before. I think if we had played first, we wouldn't have really given a fuck. But the thing was, I was gonna go all out and like get super drunk and take my shirt off and like scream and like walk through people. Now, I don't know why I had this in my head, but I was thinking it was gonna be like a young people like punk house thing where that would be completely acceptable.
Like something at like fucking NASA or something.
Exactly.
Exactly. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I'm wearing my NASA shirt right now.
Oh, nice. I was
Studio B.
I remember I was super hyped all day, and we got Keith. Shout out Keith, our old neighbor.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Keith's in his 40s, the best neighbor I've ever had. A super eccentric dude, fucking awesome person. And we were like, hey Keith, if you're not doing anything, you want to just go with us, just as like a buffer, because we're not gonna know anybody. We don't know what it'll be like. And he was like, yeah, absolutely. So Keith met us there because we had to load all the gear into the car. And in order to make this kind of music, you need a good PA and just quite a bit of gear. They said there'd be a PA there. They're like, oh, we have a sound guy. And I was like, all right, we'll fucking see about that. We get there. The sound guy was like somebody's stoned child that happened to own a couple PA speakers.
Oh, Jesus.
And half the system was just not working completely. Only one, and there were no actual monitors. It was just PA speakers going out. So I couldn't hear anything I was doing. And Garrett couldn't hear anything I was doing. And I could barely hear Garrett with the way it was set up. And so I'm glad that lady played first because it gave me time to get completely fucking smashed before we played so that I could deal with it.
What was the population? What was
Bro, there were
what
like
was the scene?
there were like
15,
20,
What kind of bar
20
was
people. 20 people, and they're all like kind of people with some money. They were like bohemian wannabes.
But also some like conservative fishing shirt
Oh
like
yeah.
dads too. It
Oh,
was it was
Jesus
a mixed
Christ.
group where you're like, I don't know any of these people could really feel any way about anything. I don't know. All I know is that I was pretty uncomfortable doing what we were gonna do. And so they're like, oh, beer's in the cooler. And there was this like, you know, older, like 60-year-old, you know, like kind of nice dressed, like dad, white dude sitting there. And he was sitting on the cooler where all the beer was. And I saw the guy start to judge me because I was going to the cooler every fucking 12 minutes because I was like, I gotta get through some of these beers so I can do it.
And they just had like shitty IPAs too, right?
Oh yeah, I was thinking there was gonna be like High Life or some Bud Heavies at this thing, and I wasn't paying attention to the alcohol percentage. And I get like, I finish my fourth beer and I go to grab another one, and I'm like, oh, I should pee first. And I remember I go upstairs and pee. And I was the kind of drunk where you like look in the mirror for like 60 seconds. And I was like,
It just hits you.
yeah, I was like, how the fuck am I this drunk? And I still had the can and I looked and it was like 8.9% or whatever. And I was like, oh, okay. I was like, I thought there was, you know.
I'm not as think as you drunk I am.
Exactly. I actually took pictures in their restroom because I thought it was funny how smashed I got.
Can we get those selfies pulled up on this pod?
Yeah, I'll send it to Garrett. I'm pretty sure it's my Facebook photo.
Oh really?
Yeah.
So your boss fucked you.
He didn't. No, he didn't fuck us. We just assumed a bunch of shit.
Yeah,
Was this
we
the same
assumed a
boss
lot.
with the fucking skydiving?
Yeah, same guy.
Oh God.
Shout out Cole. You're the man.
And Garrett couldn't drink because he was filming everything.
Yeah, I was filming the bands. I wanted to be like on point, so I was stone cold sober, bro. And when it comes our turn to play, I'm just like, fuck, this is gonna be rough.
Did he think when you said ambient noise, you meant like some indie fucking just
No, probably,
MGMT
like,
music or
I
some
must have sent
shit?
him like recordings of us. I must have.
I'm pretty sure you,
I must
because
have.
I remember
Oh,
we
God.
practiced for like half an hour to send it to him, but we were on fire that night. Like it was pretty cool.
For the folks at home, how can they hear what is Sick Leave?
Sick Leave on Spotify.
Sickleave.bandcamp.com.
Yep, there's more records
Right here.
on the Bandcamp because I'm not gonna lie, I forgot to upload the second one for the past year. I should do that. Maybe I'll do it tonight. Besides the point, we play the show. Garrett and I kind of glanced at each other a couple times, like, is this sound good? Because I couldn't play off Garrett and he couldn't play off me because the way the speakers work. And I kept asking the PA guy, I was like, hey, like, do you have more inputs than this? And he was like, how many do you need? And I was like, 4. And he was like, what do you need 4 for? And I was like, all my shit. I was like, I had like a keyboard that was, I had a dry keyboard out, and then I had a stereo pedal thing, and then I had a synthesizer as well. And I was like, man, either way, we played the whole time. I'm like, I'm so glad I'm drunk so that I don't have to like fucking, you know, cringe at myself. And Garrett and I just kind of look at each other, and I'm like, all right, like, wrap it up. He's like, all right. So, you know, we kind of wind down over a few minutes. And when we finish, I'm like, oh my God, let's pack all this shit up. And the second we're done, people are like lightly clapping. And Keith, who we brought, goes, fucking Sick Leave! Sick Leave! And I was like, oh man. And I was like, dude, these people are going to be so bummed. And I was like, I'm just going to literally like steal a couple beers. It was cold outside. It was February right before COVID. I was like, I'm just gonna put a bunch of cans in my jacket and just drink by the fucking garbage can at the end of the street and just wait for Garrett to finish. But
Yeah, I had another band to shoot after our set.
Oh
yeah,
God.
and I ended
You
up
couldn't just
staying
leave?
inside because I'm sure these people weren't into it, but the lady that played first was like, that was so awesome. I could just feel what y'all were expressing. But which usually I would be like, like it'd make me cringe. But I was like, I'm so thankful for this fucking lady. Maybe she can turn some of these people.
Oh,
And the last band,
You remember she said, "Oh, sick leave? I thought your name was Sick Weave, like all the sick sounds like weaving
oh,
together."
Yeah. I remember that.
Yeah,
where was
like,
this
nope.
bar located?
bro, it was a house, in
Travis
Travis Heights. It was like a nice house with like a
super
sunken living
nice.
room,
Fucking God.
2-story. It was a nice place.
And the bathroom looked like your grandmother's restroom with like wallpaper and like gold framed mirrors and like, you know, like a pot of fake flowers in the corner.
Some poopery.
Oh, the
some
best part,
potpourri.
Keith knew the guy whose house it was.
And before we go in, Keith goes, I party with everybody in Austin. I bet I know this guy. And he immediately knew somebody, which is very on brand for Keith if you don't know him. But yeah, we finished, loaded up. It was fun.
Bro, the band after us, it was like a poppy alt rock, like douchebag, well dressed, like slick haircut,
Like
big fancy pedal board type of thing.
And they're wearing those hats that are like
yeah.
half fedora, half cowboy hat. You know what I'm talking about?
Mhm.
I don't know what to call them.
God.
Yep. Yeah.
Like a mini cowboy hat with a flat brim and like a weird top. I don't know what the fuck to call it.
like a not like a Smokey the Bear hat, but
Get closer to
close.
that
I know what
though.
you're talking
close.
And these guys had like the most fucking like expensive gear you could buy, and like it was the drummer's house, and he was like an older guy, probably 50s.
No, he was a little younger.
Okay, but yeah, like older than us, and definitely older than the rest of his band. And they're like hot girlfriends are there, like fucking great set, babe.
Oh, it was embarrassing, dude.
And,
It was embarrassing.
I don't know if you went with me, but I went out to 6th Street with Kevin that night because I
No.
remember we finished the show and Kevin just called me. He's like, "Yo, what are you doing?" I'm like, "Oh, I just played this weird house shit with Garrett. What's up?" And he's like, "You want to party? Me and Gabby are in town." And I was like, "Fuck yes!" And then I did poppers for the first time that night, and I got tunnel vision. Shout out to Julio. I'm sorry I got so faded at your house waiting for the Uber. The Uber pulled up and I was like, "Yo, let me get those poppers one more time." And I tried to hit it as hard as I could to see if it would last till I got in the Uber, and it fucked me up so bad. And you know how you open the door and they like say your name? He's like, "Is it for Mason?" And I couldn't know whether to say yes or no for like 2 seconds, and I was like, "Yes."
Hang on.
And then I was just quiet in the back seat.
Because most of our audience, well, maybe a sliver of our audience probably isn't as weird. What's a popper?
Dude, poppers is common knowledge. It's
I
normally
think it's just
Not
you.
common knowledge.
Trey, you just
No.
live in your bubble.
My bubble,
Come down to our
I'm
shithead
cultured,
world, bro.
my bubble is like the big fucking bubble you blow up with the giant wand the kids play with. Your bubble's like a little
I'm just the
green,
dirty bubble.
green bubble in the bathtub.
Yeah, the dirty bubble.
Yeah, much tinier.
Poppers are popularly known as like a gay club drug. Supposedly they make your butthole loose. They didn't do that to me.
Didn't try.
I don't know exactly what it is. It's like some
You
kind
didn't
of
take it right.
It's some kind of nitrate thing. It's like liquid in a little bottle, and you just sniff it, and it just makes you feel like warm and fuzzy, almost like you took a painkiller. If you just do it a little bit, you're like, "Oh, that's nice." But I will say, if you like go for it, it's insane. I will say though, I will never do them again because even though it's fun to do like once, it's a very, very, very dirty high. Like you're like, "Oh,
Shit
that
just
was
gives
chemicals."
me a headache.
I
Yeah.
just can't fathom why you'd want to take something known as what was it? What did you call it?
Gay
Poppers.
club drug?
The gay club drug that makes your asshole loose.
I love the gays. I don't
Are
care.
you trying to like shit your pants that night?
It's like
It's not
that
gonna
the
make
g-
you.
is
It's
that
not
the
gonna make you
goal?
shit. It just relieves the tension.
it's
What
like
if you
doing
what if you had some
poppers.
bubblies and you couldn't
No.
close your sphincter
Trey,
and
that's
keep them in?
not the. It's not that you start to gape after.
Is that when
you
you're really high? It feels good.
No, doing poppers is like on the same level as doing whippets.
Yeah,
It's
will
like
say-
that.
I liked it more than whippets, but I did poppers one more time, and it was fucking awful. I
So you
think
did
there's
'em
different
again.
kinds. Yeah, that's why I said to only do it once.
Meet the woman in your dreams.
That would probably be a factor.
Hey,
in the woman of my dreams.
listener in Alaska, we see you, bro. We see you.
Don't feel forgotten.
Email us. What are you doing?
Yeah, let's be friends, dude. Or
Do y'all get your butthole loose in Alaska?
Email us at shiftworkpodcast.
it's probably
@gmail.com.
too
Yeah.
cold. Cold
Yeah.
tends to constrict. I don't think you could have anal sex in Alaska, at least without a heater.
Oh, it's illegal there.
Oh, that makes sense. Unless it's a moose.
The fuck, Sarah Palin?
Find me one gay
God.
guy in Alaska.
God, Trey, I haven't thought of Sarah Palin in years.
Dude,
you just
they're probably
fucked my
there.
day up.
They're probably there in Anchorage.
Oh, they're
You
just
don't know?
just the bears.
Giving Eskimo kisses to each other.
That was a
Small kisses.
that was a bear/gay man joke.
Oh man. Well, speaking of sick leave stories, last summer, Garrett and I had put out one record, and it was a lot of fun. And it was during shutdown. I had lost my job. We were drinking more than I ever have in my life, at least. And I was dating a girl at the time. If you're listening to this, I'm sorry for this night because we didn't realize how bizarre it looked. But we were toasted, and it was like 3 a.m, and we're good friends, with our neighbors next door, so we knew they wouldn't care. Same with the dude that lived underneath us, but he was like on vacation or something, and we knew Keith, who lived down there, so like we could make as much noise as we wanted, and it wouldn't matter. But the way we record the music, it's all direct, so there's no actual speakers or anything. So it's
Straight into the computer.
Straight into the computer, so all the audio is coming out of the headphones, so we can hear what we're doing. And I was like, oh, like the girl I was dating, I was like, would you mind if we just like played for like 30 minutes or an hour or whatever? Just because, I don't know, we were just drunk and feeling it, and we're like, yeah, let's do it. And she was like, yeah, totally, no problem. So Garrett and I'm sure it looked so weird because I'm playing a keyboard and messing with pedals, and so is Garrett, but he's playing guitar into pedals. And so all I'm sure she heard was like clinking of like plastic keys and like an electric guitar with no amplifier, and we both have headphones on cranked, and we're both making like crazy noise and shit and looking at each other and like nodding. And she taps me on the shoulder. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go. And I'm like, oh, okay. Like, hey, I'm sorry. I was like, I didn't, whatever. I felt bad. And she's like, oh, no, it's okay. No problem. And she leaves. And then I look at the recording time rolling, and Garrett and I had been playing for 2.5 hours. And I was completely unaware. And at that point, it's like 3 or 4 in the morning.
Oh shit.
And I was like, dude, let's just lean into it. So we were like, let's just improv a bunch of crazy vocals. So Garrett and I were screaming at the top of our lungs into a microphone and like hitting metal shit with forks and whatnot, trying to make weird
Y'all
sounds.
are doing some weird shit for sick leave.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, a lot of it we listened to the next day and we're like, oh, this is not going to work. But half of the second record came from that night. We did some cool shit, but Garrett and I had multiple beers on the floor each, like 3 or 4, and we're like chugging them while we were playing. And I don't know how even our friends next door didn't text us, like, or even tell us the next day, because we were hanging out every day at the time. No one could do anything. Like, hey, like, y'all were kind of loud last night. And we were just laughing our ass off. And yeah, if you're listening to this, sorry about that. I didn't realize how long.
I shared, man, Mason tells the longest stories, dude.
Email us shiftworkpodcast@gmail.com.
I
Tell us what you
shared
think of Trey.
sick leave on Shiftsworks Instagram. Y'all go check it out.
Thank you, buddy.
We only have 89 followers, Garrett. Someone fucking betrayed us.
That's been the case. It'll hit like 89 and then go up to 90 and then back down to 89. I've seen that happen 4 different times.
I'm gonna go follow some bitches.
I don't know
Jesus
why the
Christ.
90 mark is so difficult to break for us.
It's tough. I want to get to 100.
That's the goal.
It's achievable.
Actually,
Hundo.
talking with Cole, my producer. Cole's the one who got us on the Austin Public TV station.
Yeah.
Shout out Cole.
Shout out Cole. Wait, what was I talking about?
Talking about he got us on Austin Public. Talking about followers.
Oh, right. Yeah, I was having a conversation with him about the podcast, and he said that since production is pretty self-contained, with us, we got it. He's gonna focus on the marketing side.
Ooh.
So really
awesome.
trying to push it.
That's tasty.
And I was like, yeah, our goal is to get like 100 followers. And he's like, okay, that's easy. It's you can write that down.
hell yeah.
Easy. It's a thing to do. So yeah, hopefully we'll get over the hump pretty soon.
If you're listening to this and you found us through public access, send us an email. shiftworkpodcast@gmail.com. We'd love to know.
Just DM us on Instagram too. That's
do
also way easier for a lot of people, I bet, than
Yeah.
using email.
would-
Shiftwork podcast,
I would say so.
all one word.
I hate sending emails unless I'm just like replying to shit for work.
Mm-hmm.
But oh man, I know y'all like to laugh.
Oh no.
I like to laugh.
No.
Thought I would try out some of my some of my new stand-up routine. I'm not saying it's good, but I got it. You know what I mean? It's
Mason's
there.
working on his type 5.
Working on my tight 5. All right.
God.
Right now I don't have any long form bits. They're all one-liners,
Non sequiturs.
non
if you will.
sequiturs, if you will. So laugh accordingly. All right, are you ready? I'm gonna come out strong. You ready, Trey?
Let's get it.
All right.
Wait, hang on. Let me bring you up to the stage.
Oh, okay.
Hey, that was great, wasn't it? All right. Our next comedian coming up to the stage. He's a great guy, very funny man. Let's give it up for Mason Vickers. Woo! Woo! Come on, y'all. Give it up for Mason Vickers.
Hey, how y'all doing tonight, Corpus Christi?
Woo!
The hooks.
Yeah.
All right. So,
The honey butter chicken biscuit jersey.
hey, this is my show. You want to talk?
I'm a live
You got
audience.
a joke? Tell me a joke. Are you the one on stage?
Horse walks into a bar. Bartender asks, why the long face?
Get this fucking guy out of here.
Where's security?
Where's security?
Who the fuck said that?
Okay. Now that I have everybody's undivided attention, the other day, I accidentally wiped my nose with a cum rag, and I have to put a finger in my asshole to sneeze. I went to a psychic. My mom always told me to watch out for them. She said the dark arts and psychic mediums are liars, which was true, because the sign said she was a medium, but she was more like a double XL. In the event of a crisis, I like to loot at Walmart instead of Whole Foods so that I have less chances of going to jail if I have to punch somebody in the face. I just found out I'm Amish because I've never owned a mirror that didn't come with my apartment.
Aha!
I don't get that one.
It's a head scratcher.
You do the math.
You do the math. Now that weed is legalized medically in some states, it makes sense as to why my mom always took us to Taco Bell parking lot to get our antibiotics. This one might be problematic, so don't cancel me. My dad was a Hispanic lumberjack, and his favorite beer was Tecate, so he named me Mexican Lager.
Tecate do be a good beer,
This
though.
is where they start to
That's
get
good
bad. I put my better ones at the top that are also not that good.
All right, get ready for the bad jokes,
Yeah,
y'all.
here you go.
Oh, God.
Drinking and driving is all fun and games until you throw back the half-empty Red Bull can you've been dumping nail clippings in.
That's fucking...
I have done that.
That only you, man. That's...
I told my therapist I wanted to quit because I met somebody.
That's funny.
And he's scared of COVID.
That's such a deep joke. Time is everywhere. Fucking watches and shit. I like that one.
That one's pretty good.
This one I stole from Twitter, but if I ever do comedy, I'm going to pull it out because no one will know. Are you telling me that my son dried these tomatoes?
That's a good filler.
This is a good one. I got a girl pregnant. I didn't want to keep the baby, but she did. I named him SIDS. You know, sudden infant death syndrome.
Oh my god.
No one ever laughs at that. I think that was funny.
Oh my
you gotta work on
God.
the delivery or something, the setup.
I went to the doctor the other day to get my blood drawn. He couldn't tell me what was wrong though, because the artist was so shitty.
Funny.
This one, not many people have gotten. I ordered the pig in the blanket from Wayfair. It was a penis wrapped in 3,000 count Egyptian bed sheets.
That's funny.
I think it's funny. I feel like beds are really being slept on.
Fucking watches and shit.
This is like a lot of Mitch. What's his name? Mitch Hedberg.
Yeah, he did. Well, he just did
This is like a
one-liners.
bunch of tiny one-liners like him.
I don't have a single joke as funny as Mitch Hedberg though. I feel like robbing a Little Caesars is the best deal because even if they don't have much cash in the register, you can walk out with a hot and ready.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
Okay,
Gotta eat.
I got two more. One of these is just a concept, and I think it's funny. The second one is not finished, and I think it's the funniest thing I've ever typed because I don't remember typing it whatsoever. I think it would be cool to keep a hamster with you in one of those little balls at all times. Maybe paint the ball black so he thinks he's in the Twilight Zone. Shake it to see if he's in there like when you shake a pack of cigarettes to see if you're running low. It needs some work.
It's fucked up, dude.
All right, you ready? You ready for my closer?
I didn't like the hamster one.
I got me a bedpan for all my cum. I don't know why.
That's the closer.
I don't know why I typed that in there.
That's-
I know exactly why you typed that.
Because
in
you were
there.
on the fucking loose ass drugs, and you're feeling yourself trying to
Trey
write this
is-
down in the bathroom
Trey
with
is
your loose
so
booty hole.
upset that I did a drug that's popular with the gay club community.
It has nothing to do
Just-
with the gay community. It's
Just beep this part out, but I'll tell you why you wrote that down.
Why I literally don't remember.
It's because you told us this. Over on
Can
top
we
of
also
it.
clip out
I
the
thought
part
it
where
was
you talk
normal.
about fingernail clippings and a Red Bull can in your car?
It's
So
a joke.
it's not funny. It's just like nasty.
What?
It's a joke.
Yeah, I got an emotion out of you, didn't I?
Our poor fucking followers, dude.
Hey man, if they're still listening, then they're fine with me. You could have scared them off by now.
It's always fun going back into Corpus and then seeing like fucking just random people still here in Corpus doing random shit downtown.
Yeah, most of them.
It's always just weird, and it's always a very eclectic group or like conglomerate of random Corpus people as well.
You talking about people that like chose to stay there and be
Yeah,
adults?
and you know,
Or
because
left and failed. And
a good
returned.
amount of folks that we knew took off or they're in a different city for work or college or whatever, right? And then you still got the handful that remained, and at least like probably more so with like Southside kids or like kids that we went to like middle school with or maybe some in high school. It's just funny to like see people that we knew since kids and then them now as like 25 through 28-year-olds like downtown bars in Corpus Christi, and then also like y'all never hung out before but you're the remaining Corpus folks who are now bound together at a bar. It's just weird. It's always a weird observation. I do like Isabel always gives me shit every time I'm in Corpus. I run into someone I know just everywhere and anywhere, and she always thinks it's hilarious because the town's like what, over 350,000 people now,
It's about that.
and I
yeah.
still just fucking run into someone I know everywhere I go.
Sure.
It's always funny.
Yeah, whenever I moved up here, pretty much all of my friends kind of followed shortly after. Yeah, so I basically had Corpus up here with me, except for the beach. I miss the beach, man.
It was so nice. I was back there this past weekend, Mother's Day weekend, and I got to go fishing Saturday morning. It was super windy, but my uncle, he's a guide and has been fishing for quite some time, so
It's a cool job.
knew a couple spots. Yeah, he works in the refinery. He's pretty high up there for Flint Hills, but progressively he just does guide charters now for like extra cash and just because he honestly enjoys it and it's
Mhm.
fun for him getting people onto some fish. So we got to go out there this Saturday morning my dad, myself, and him, and had a good time. And I just loved being out there in the fucking salty air.
Mm-hmm.
Got some sun, felt the breeze. Good time. I love
Bro,
it.
I haven't been fishing since I was maybe like 13, maybe like 12 or 11. I would love to go fishing, man.
I don't go as often as I wish I did, but it's still one of my goals to snag a boat one of these days.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'll have to. I know a dude up here who has a couple spots, but of course it's freshwater. But for the river or Lake Austin,
Mason, you want to go in on a pontoon?
I've never been fishing.
dude, I have a 2-person kayak now. Isabel got one from her friends.
Where are we going to put the fish?
You just keep them in the water until you're done.
I'll bring some poppers and put them in my butthole.
You string them through the gills and just let them chill.
Sounds
There's a
cool.
dragon behind us.
Yeah, Mason's gonna be just floating in a tube beside us.
That sounds great,
That
too.
actually sounds pretty
him
awesome.
him in the ice chest.
Ice chest. All right, y'all want to get into some would you rather's?
You got him.
Squeeby-doo-bop.
I
got
get
'em.
him.
All right, this is a tough one. Would you rather live forever with an eyelash in your eye or spinach in your teeth?
Spinach in the teeth.
Spinach and teeth.
I would go spinach as well, but damn,
I wear contacts and nothing's more fucking infuriating than something in your eye.
Yeah, I can't touch my eyes. I can't even wear contacts. It really fucks me up.
I can really touch.
I
my
love
eye.
touching my eyes.
Would you rather get you fucking weirdo, that one hit me late. Would you rather get a face tattoo of something of your choosing or a tattoo in a discrete area chosen by someone else?
Discrete area chosen by someone else.
Okay, let's do not discrete area, but it's like very visible, like the top of your wrist
That
or
one
like
still.
your chest.
No face tats.
I'll see where I'm at in 10
No
years.
face tats.
I might do the face tat, but I wouldn't want it to be big. You know.
Why 10 years? Fucking do it now.
I don't know. I know what path I'm gonna go down. I don't even know why I fucking.
It's artistic.
I don't care about the artistic. Just as I become more defenseless, I would like to.
About be a tough guy. You had the face tats.
No.
Be big and tough.
So you want people to think you're tough as you get older and can't defend yourself anymore?
I want to combat.
Don't mess with him. He's got the face
I
tats.
want to combat the old with like, what the fuck?
Just carry a gun like everybody else.
Nah.
Yeah, dude. Come on.
I'm afraid to own a gun because I feel like there might be an evening where I put it in my mouth. So I'd rather
my
just
God.
eliminate the scenario. I probably shouldn't say that on the podcast. I'll probably
No.
clip that out.
You can clip this out too. Do you remember when you actually put the gun in your mouth?
Yeah. I wasn't sad that day, though.
No, it was just like shock factor. That was a rough night.
Yeah, this girl was
you have
over
the
that I
gun,
was
Garrett.
dating, and I was like, hey, you want to put a gun in my
You
mouth?
need to bring your gun out.
No.
I'm gonna bring my AR when I get it.
Why? I
Show
know what
and-
one
it's
looks
fucking
like.
show and tell. You don't know what this one looks like.
Is it a SIG?
It's fucking no. Fuck that. No. This is a tricked out.
Like how
Shit.
Trey got.
She a little baddie.
She my little
Say it, Garrett.
boo thing.
Say it.
Shorty got the fatty. Shorty got the fatty.
Where'd you
Shorty
get
your
moose
moose
wings?
Jesus Christ. All right. What's the next fucking? Would you rather? We're just
Would you rather
babbling
these
at
are
this point.
These are all pretty bad. Would you rather have to hunt for every single thing you eat or only eat McDonald's?
Hunt for every single thing you eat.
I would agree because we know what happens when you eat McDonald's for every meal. I've seen the movie.
Mason's overcoming his McDonald's and Taco Bell for every meal lifestyle.
I
And we're
have
very proud of
I
him.
have overcome it. It doesn't mean that I don't get giant boners when I get Taco Bell notifications. I should probably delete the app, huh?
Yeah, probably.
Guys, we're at 90 followers now.
Oh, hell yeah.
I've been simultaneously following motherfuckers.
Some bots following.
Trey's just been
Call
making
back.
new accounts the entire episode.
Share
Oh,
our
man.
fucking funny joke that Mason just gave to the world that I secretly recorded on.
Dude, don't do that. I look like shit. Oh wait, I'm on camera.
2.
I think that's it. These are pretty tired. Would you rather's? Would you rather own a car with a horn that plays YMCA every time you touch it, or own a car with your kid's favorite cartoon painted on the side? YMCA.
Yeah.
Kid's favorite cartoon. I don't have kids,
I'm pretty
but
sure
People would be like, "Ah, he's got kids." I understand.
The YMCA thing would suck when you've like road rage and someone cuts you off, but when
That'd save you
someone's
from getting shot.
when someone's mad at you, and you hit the horn, it'd be pretty funny.
I think you can do that in the new Teslas.
Yeah, you can
change
upload
your horn sound.
You can upload any sample. I would do the. It's 7 o'clock on the dot. I need a crack rock on the spot. Or straight up the classic Mikey.
Mikey!
Say yes. You seen that video, Trey? No. Dude, it's the crackhead lady. I think she's. They bring up HEB. I think
$4.95 for a what?
70 for a dime. That's a fucking deal. I'll be back at 4 to pick it up.
Chicken.
I think. Oh my god, I forgot all about Cracky. Damn, that's a pretty bad name.
Shout out to the old crackhead on Ram Morgan and Leopard Street out in Toulouse Midway District.
Diego would be like, "Come on, we'll buy you chicken." We would go to Whataburger before every home football game when we were in marching band, and she was always there. That was where I started eating triple meats, dude. I can't believe that I weighed 120 pounds, was 5'11", would eat 3 or 4 meat Whataburgers, and then immediately march in the sun while playing a saxophone.
Being a kid's great, huh? I remember when I was a kid, I was eating at the Whataburger on Texan Trail. I must have been like 4.
My mom used to work at that one.
And this homeless guy came in, and he was like looking through our trash, like while we were like throwing it away.
It's Hobo Joe.
No, actually, and my dad was like, "Hey, man, I'll buy you a meal. Like, yeah, you get whatever you want." And he goes, "Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. My name's Garrett." And I was like, "My name's Garrett." And that's when I don't know. I just learned that homeless people were like people. It was
You had a fucking
sobering.
I thought you were gonna say had names.
y'all had a flashback episode, but it was you in the future.
He was black.
Wow. With the recent medical advances.
Hey, bro. Rachel, that bitch. You know the transracial bitch? She.
Oh yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Oh,
This has been referenced in other pods.
We'll clip her in right here.
Right there.
Are you African American? I don't know what you're implying. That bitch.
Oh man, shout out Patrick Kinlan.
Well, that's just 100% compared to like Nancy Pelosi saying she's Indian.
Oh
That
yeah.
was-
It
No,
was
that
like
wasn't
Elizabeth
Nancy
Warren.
Pelosi.
Or who's that?
Liz Warren.
Elizabeth Warren, yeah, and she's like less than 1/32 or something
Yeah,
like that.
something like that.
Nancy Pelosi,
God.
while
Enough for a
definitely
scholarship.
not Native American, would be the
Way worse.
tiniest bit more convincing. Like, and I'm talking like
Yeah.
Another
I feel
30
ya.
seconds.
I feel you.
It'd
Like-
bring her up to 1/16.
like if it was out of 1,000 people and Liz Warren was 999, Pelosi would be like 995. Not much more.
It's just because
convincing
she's older,
whatsoever.
her roots tie back a little bit more.
Yeah, she's older, so you can't quite tell. I don't know. Her hair's darker.
We all know she's a little crazy.
I feel like Warren's older than Pelosi.
no, Pelosi's
I'll look it up
Pelosi's
right
been
now.
in
Let's see.
seat since I heard on NPR earlier, since like the early 80s.
Dude,
I
you
think.
see,
Being in the seat has nothing to do with when they were born.
Yeah, well, it has to do with like when they got into politics in their career and whatnot.
Well, we're talking about their age.
did y'all see that? Holy shit, Pelosi's 81. That's older than I thought.
I feel like you should have to
Damn.
retire at like
More than I
65.
thought.
Dude,
Can we just agree
term
that you
limits.
need to like one,
Liz Warren is 71.
just
Damn,
not be
10
able to
years.
be a representative after 65, and two, have term limits, and three, I'd also like to just include also some driving tests at a certain age.
You know, I can understand.
I agree. For
the-
everybody, every 2 years.
I can understand the pushback on like term limits, how like having people in there who know how the system works is obviously an advantage on
Yeah,
a
this is
certain
true.
level. But come on, fucking term limits. What are you going to be, a
There's
fucking
still-
senator for
there still
50
could be a-
years?
Yeah, there still could be a limit like after 12 years.
I
or
don't
like
think-
Yeah, or at an
16
age.
years or whatever.
Whatever.
I don't
Yeah.
think you should be in politics over like 55 or 60 because your values are stuck with a different generation.
And then you're just faking values for votes, whatever it is.
Yeah. And I feel like the older you get, the less motivated for like real change or whatever. Not that it's really ever gonna be possible that real change could fucking happen. But
Grassroots level, that's where the change happens.
yeah.
Start in your own community, folks. Don't look for other people. Advocate for yourself. No one else is going to do it for you.
Do for self.
And I'd argue we're all three drastically fairly different here. Well, maybe y'all two and me, but I'd agree with that.
I agree with Garrett because I'm ignorant on a lot of things and I know what my views are, but I don't like to talk about politics because there's a like you can out-reference me, but I still believe what I believe. I don't know. I'm just not a fan of talking about politics with anybody. I know where I stand on things, and I don't think I need to prove that reason to anybody.
No, you don't.
I don't expect anybody to prove anything to me.
Yeah, even if a belief you hold isn't 100% logical, humans are not 100% logical beings. People
Definitely
forget
not
that.
me.
This reminds me of that funny AOC quote. She's like, I don't care about what's factual. I care about what's right.
I mean, yeah, that's
It's funny because she's like, I
Yeah.
don't care about what the data says or what the facts are.
AOC, if you're listening, my phone number is...
Should I post your phone number on the Instagram page, Mason?
Okay, half the people that follow it have my phone number.
We have 92 followers now.
hell yeah.
If anything, it would kind of spice my life up a little bit, getting some texts from people I don't know. I'd like to...
Everybody text Mason and see if he tells long stories.
Hey, I'm single, and
All
I'm
right.
not super mentally stable, but I'm getting there. Hit me up. I've lost 17 pounds.
He's learning how to lift weights.
I'm learning how to lift weights. Trey said I'm going to make a bunch of gains in the first, 6 to 12 weeks?
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta jump on that a little more. Stop going out of town. I'm gonna be out there this summer. Hit me up. I'm only drinking like once or twice a month, and I'm eating healthy until July, August, and I'm gonna get my phone number tattooed on the front of my neck so all the shorties know.
Hot boy summer.
This
White
is
boy
making
summer, baby.
I feel like this
Didn't
is
you hear?
I feel like this is pretty out of brand for me because I don't ever talk like this as a normal human
How
being.
good does it feel? Admit it. Feels good, don't it?
I'm pretty neutral.
Oh, shut the fuck up. It feels fucking good.
I'm just being honest. Oh no. Oh, you mean about me like feeling better?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that feels awesome. I thought you meant about me making jokes about getting my phone number tattooed on my neck. Dude, what if I did that and then I had to change numbers for some reason?
Oh,
Well, that'd be dumb.
Let's wrap this shit up.
All right. What y'all giving your bumps to? I know y'all never prepare for this.
I got one. I give him my bump to Russell Westbrook.
Is that a basketball guy?
Yeah, he's
It's
a
always a
basketball
basketball
guy. He just broke Oscar Robertson's triple-double record. 182 career triple-doubles. Record hadn't even been sniffed in like 40 fucking years. And my man Russ did it. He's not the perfect player, but I wish people would just like give the man his flowers. Acknowledge his greatness. Yeah, he makes boneheaded plays in the last 2 minutes of the game, but he's still an all-time great. The Russell Westbrook haters, go fuck yourself. That's my man. I don't care what anyone says. I'm going to ride for him till the day I die. Russ, I love you, bro. You're my favorite non-Spur basketball player of all time. Respect.
What team does he play for?
Right now, the Washington Wizards.
Damn.
What you got, Trey?
Let's see. I'm just trying to fucking... Man, I'm going to give my bump. I'm going to go a little more broad spectrum. I'm going to bump boats.
Hell yeah.
Fucking being on the water.
I like the broad bump.
It's good.
Yeah, you
I
like
wish
bumping some broads?
Wish everyone could be on a... You know, boat experiences probably vary. I've definitely been on a boat and it wasn't a good time.
I have too. I'd say they're pretty either high energy or real negative.
We need to get the fish. Speaking of boats, we need to get the fish later on this pod.
I love you, Cody. I miss you.
Mason, what are you bumping?
I got 2. The gallery I work at, been seeing lots of Richard Hamilton pieces. Old New York heroin addict, street artist, which on paper, something I would have liked a lot when I was like 18. I'd been like, man, it's so dark and fucked up. But in reality, I'm that same person as an adult, and his shit is sick. We have a couple originals, and it's like I've always liked art, but now that I work in it, I don't know, just paying attention to it more. I've never been the person to like necessarily stare at something and be like, wow. And I still don't necessarily do that as I'm like learning, but there's times I've walked by like some of the big Hamiltons and I've just caught myself just like looking at it for a couple minutes and I'm like, whoa, I think I'm starting to get this shit. Also, sugar-free Red Bull, the GOAT.
Hell yeah.
All right, everybody.
Still bad for you, even though it doesn't have sugar.
Yeah, Trey, I'm fucking completely aware. So is smoking.
All right.
Wait, smoking doesn't have sugar in it?
Also, don't use microwaves
Bitch, I might be.
or push too hard when you shit. You might get hemorrhoids.
Do hemorrhoids have sugar in them?
Yes. I've eaten many. Oh. Oh, God, that was gross. I have not eaten a hemorrhoid, everybody. I feel like I should clarify after the way I've painted myself in this episode.
Prove it. Next week on the Shift Work Podcast.
There's no hemorrhoids on my mouth. Goodbye, everybody. Trey.
Game punching that car.
No, we got to do the whole thing for the outro. Keep going.
Keep working real hard. Keep punching that car. Shit, work, shit, work, shit, work. No future, no hope. At the end of our road. Shit, work, shit, work, shit, work, shit, work, podcast, shit, work, shit, work, shit, work, shit, work, podcast.